What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, checking out the July 1st, 2024 OCG limit regulation list, aka Forbidden and Limited list. This is the OCG ban list, and unlike the TCG, they have exact dates. They knew exactly when this list was coming out, pretty much like to the minute. The OCG a couple of weeks ago announced the exact time and the exact date they were going to drop the ban list and then update the website, and here we are. My predictions, because obviously I don't follow the OCG as closely as the TCG, and also the OCG has a lot going on because they still have all of this residue from Snake Eye, where that's still like a top tier deck. They had the Fiendsmith from the Infinite Forbidden, which has really taken over. I mean, Fiendsmith's in everything. It's in Snake Eye. People start playing it in Voiceless Voice. It's in the Yugioh deck. It's basically every deck that's not Tenpai is playing that, but you would think Fiendsmith is too early to get hit. My number one targeted card was Beatrice the Eternal Lady to get banned because that card is just nuts. It's been out for forever. It allows a lot of pseudo FTKs. It's pretty much like Laval Chain at this point. And the Fiendsmith engine specifically unlocks it to the point where like every deck can summon it. One Fiendsmith card or Fiendsmith combo naturally gets you rank sixes, and I don't feel like they can hit the other extra deck Fiendsmith stuff. Like you can't hit the DDD because then people can just play Evolves or Lars, and that's like a essentially an Omni negate. So like if you hit the DDD, people will they'll play different cards. But yeah, I also thought that maybe we would see a limit to Kaiser Coliseum. I think that that's probably one because Kaiser Coliseum has been moving. They moved it to 2 last formats, and I feel, or last ban list, and I feel like that's kind of the sign. But anyone thinking Max C is going to get hit, you're just coping. It's not going to get hit. It's like it's staying. Machumi has nothing to do with it, unless there's like 10 more Machumi cards and they all let you draw. Anyways, let's check it out. Okay, so I did see these two. We've got Catapult Turtle and Kaiser Coliseum, which the Kaiser Coliseum one actually surprises me. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to assume that this is the ban section, right? Okay, yeah, it looks like just 2 cards at the top. So this must be the ban section. Kaiser Coliseum, don't get me wrong, is the ban warranted, especially in the OCG? 100%. Because again, if you've looked at the deck list and the OCG for like the last year, everyone has been on this card. This has probably been the most prominent floodgates in the OCG. Skill Drain is at 1. This card has been at 3. Well, it was at 2 last format, but when it's at 2, it doesn't matter. People just play 2. And there are decks like Salamangreats where you just end on like 1 monster. You end on Raging Phoenix. How is your opponent supposed to play through a Raging Phoenix plus like a roar and hand traps? You can play it in like other decks like Voiceless. Okay, well, you better beat me with 2 monsters, and I have an Omni negate. Basically, almost every deck was playing this. I mean, I guess they got Summon Limit now, and by the way, this was more popular than Summon Limit, but when it went to 2, I thought the next logical step was 1, but they just skipped that. Now for Catapult Turtle, and I had to think about this one, there is an FTK that the new Galaxy cards unlocked, and I've seen the FTK where even though this card has been like erratic, because obviously like way back in DM era you had the Magical Scientist FTK, but even though I think this card's a hard once per turn, you can still FTK with this card. You do it through this like crazy Galaxy combo, which I guess Konami was like, damn, even if we errata a card, it's still an FTK card. Like, we might as well just get it out the game. And keep in mind, in OCG, they don't have Cannon Soldier, or like all the Cannon Soldier cards got banned. So Konami will go after these burn cards really hard, which actually makes me wonder if they hit something in Gimmick Puppet. Because like Gimmick Puppet's not a real deck. Like, it's just it's a real deck in the sense that it's competitive, but it's just an FTK deck. Like, there is no other like win con basically. You just, just win in your first turn by FTK, or you guys know what I'm saying. All right, so these are your 2 bans. Plush Fire is probably somewhere on here. All right, Performance Plush Fire. So there's a bunch of new support for Performages and Rage of the Abyss. And with that meant that, you probably want to get Plush Fire back in the game. Obviously, Damage Juggler came back a while ago. I mean, I haven't seen it in action, but honestly, I don't really think that I thought this card could have just been unbanned, but maybe Konami knew they were cooking up some support and that's why they didn't want to do it. But I don't know. I thought this card was going to get unbanned quite some time ago. I believe that the errata is just a hard once per turn on Plush Fire, which doesn't make it as fun. But it's probably past its prime. This errata is probably unnecessary, but I mean, I'd rather, I guess, have it be a hard once per turn than like not be in the game. at all. Hopefully that's it. Hopefully it's just a once per turn and there's no other like crazy restrictions that, you know, really mess you up where it's like, oh, you can only summon Performer just for the rest of the turn. Now, as for what else is going on in this list, I got no idea. The Performance one was predictable because of, you know, the new support. Magispector Kirin. Okay. Are these cards... Okay, hold on. Oh, okay. This is the limited. Oh, this is the limit section. This is the limit. Okay. I'm tripping because I'm looking at Magispector Unicorn Kirin. And I'm like, wait a minute. We already had that card to TCG. And it's like, I was like, bro, there's no way they errated Kirin. But I forgot. OCG had not banned, or they had not unbanned Kirin yet. These dudes are tripping over there. Okay, Beatrice got hit. Wait. What? Why is Beatrice at 1? Oh my God. OCG. You guys are bozos, bro. What? Why didn't you ban? Oh my God, I just went on about Beatrice and how it's so broken and how like, all right, it's time to go, Beatrice. And OCG was like, all right, Cap, we hear you. We're gonna put the 1. This is like when they put Zeus to 1. Like, people only need 1 copy of Beatrice. Does Konami not understand that? SP Little Knight, the semi-limit on this card was utterly ridiculous. I can understand putting SP at 1. I don't really think people are. No one's playing 3 SP for 1. Like no one's playing 3. I think SP is a limit worthy card. I mean, mainly if I'm being real, bro. Like most of the problems with SP is really like IP Masquerena. If you banned IP Masquerena, I think that SP would be like perfectly fine, but I don't know, Konami don't want to hit IP Masquerena, I guess. So this one I completely understand. This one I understand. I don't know, this card might actually end up getting banned. Might have to sell my SP. The Beatrice, I understand in principle you want to hit the card, but I just don't get why they put it at 1. Because like it's prominent in everything that plays Fiendsmith, and you only need 1 copy. So I don't know. I think this card's at 1 in the TCG. Is this Snake Eye Ash? Oh, they did it, Gimmick Puppets. Okay, cool. Okay, all right. These are like hits that I like to see. Snake Eye Ash to 1, finally. Please let this translate into TCG because we like need it to try to hit the consistency. I mean, in the TCG, we have like no hits, the wanted poster, OS, everything's at 3. Please hit this to 1 in the TCG, at least, Konami, if you're not just going to outright ban like Flameburge. I don't know. I think this is Gimmick Puppet of Strings, but I feel like that Gimmick Puppet of Strings could be like 10 different cards. All I know is that this is specifically a Gimmick Puppet card, and you know why they did this. They want to stop the FTK, which unfortunately probably kills the deck because it's a super linear deck in the sense that like if you're not FTKing, you have like a little Snatch Steal type card, but there's no other reason to play it. So I would not actually pick up the stuff in info unless you just want to play it for a format, because this kind of means it's on Konami's radar, which, I mean, to me, it's good. I don't want a deck. What's it called? Oh my goodness, they hit Summon Limit. Whoa there. Okay. I did not expect that either. They also hit Sangain Summoning. If you don't know, Tenpai is like easily tier 1, and it has been in the OCG. It's like right now, I think the latest week, it's like Yubel, then Tenpai, and Snake Eye. They're all like, it's like 3 tier 1 decks, right? They're all like really fighting for the throne, which no Yubel hits. But this makes sense. It's one of their strongest cards. It's like the card that really kind of hard seals the OTK, because especially if they make like Black Rose and stuff, people say that you can't really interact with them. And there's a certain level of truth to that. They're still going to be able to get to this card with like, I guess, the terraforming, and maybe they'll play set rotation, because like you really need to see this card because it also helps you get to like the other Tenpai monsters. This card's just broken. We know that. This card was very similar to Kaiser Coliseum in the OCG. Summon Limit and Kaiser Coliseum were basically like you were playing one or the other. Let me correct an earlier mistake. Voiceless was playing Summon Limit, and this card is just, I mean, it's broken. Even though they only have 1 Prosperity in the OCG to dig for it, if you open with it in most decks, it does just end the game. So like this card's gonna get banned very soon in the OCG. Okay, let's see if they put anything to 2. That is their semi or their limited list. The only thing I could see straight up from this list translating is I think you could see SP in the TCG and then Snake Eye Ash. They're not gonna hit the Gimmick Puppets because it's too early in the TCG, and then Beatrice, like the same thing, because you know, Fiendsmith isn't out yet. But if they banned Beatrice, I wouldn't hate that. So like we wouldn't even have to go through this with the Fiendsmith shenanigans, and people would just have to go, you know, Oppo or DDD or, you know, Evolves or like that'd be kind of cool. But I can't see them hitting like this deck yet because we don't even have the new stuff from info. Yeah, so all right, let's see if they put anything to 2. Okay, looks like Dragon Rulers are going to 2. Wow, they moved all 4 of them at once after it took so long to get them all off the ban list. Look, I said this a long time ago. Even though this is one of the strongest decks in Yu-Gi-Oh history, one of the strongest archetypes, where literally every single, if you look at the core 8 cards, every one of them has been banned. They've all been limited status. They've been semi-limited, if I'm not mistaken. They've been everywhere, and that shows the power of them. But they're power crept at this point. Like, even we all thought that there was a time where, like, oh man, every water deck's gonna play, you know, through a title, or every fire deck is gonna play. Ain't no fire decks playing Tempest. We have had the year of fire for a while, and not a single one of them has played Tempest. Or excuse me, I'm trolling. Not Tempest. Blaster. So like these cards probably just need to go to 3. And if you want to build a Dragon Ruler deck, God bless. I mean, if you, and the TCG Castor is just a way better rank 7 deck, but it's cool to see them going to 2. Oh, Bonfire. I think this is new. And then Spiral. Is this Quick Fix? Or is this... I'm going to assume that this is Quick Fix. I'm losing my card names right now. Bonfire to 2. Cool. You know, if you're not going to hit Poplar, I would have preferred... Because, like, this other deck... I feel like there's going to be future decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! That can play this card. Centurion can technically play this card. So I would rather see, like, hits to Poplar than to see Bonfire. So I guess that's my 2 cents. And then at the bottom, we have cards that are no longer on the list. Glow Up Bulb, it is a hard once per duel. Also, man, there's no more Hulk. Ib, very powerful card. Actually, you know, in a vacuum, she's kind of broken, but she's not really doing anything. She's even worse in a format where you have Max C. Thunder Dragon Colossus. Okay, shout outs to the OCG. What's really the difference between 1 Colossus and 2 Colossus? When Colossus came off the ban list, people thought, oh, Thunder Dragons is so bad. Colossus is ironically even better, and it's better in Ritual Beast than it is in Thunder Dragons, because Ritual Beast actually does something. Predaplants, is this Ortho Scorpio? Whichever one this, or Darling I think this is Ortho Scorpio. I think, was this because of Brilliant Fusion or because of Branded Fusion? Ironically, I think it could actually have been both. And then Time Seal. Why is this card lit? This card is so bad. This card's been so... We unbanned it. Like, literally nobody plays. One guy who played Yatagurasu at a regional. I have not seen a single person play Time Seal. So there is your OCG ban list. A lot to take in. I guess, big things are that I think Floodgates, like all the big ones, are on borrowed time. Because Konami is like OCG and TCG, which... And the TCG makes me very afraid of Skill Drain, or for Skill Drain. Makes me think Skill Drain is about to go to 1. But man, they went hard after Kaiser Coliseum, and then also hit summon limits. I think my biggest gripe with this is the Beatrice going to 1, because I feel like that's just troll. I think Fiendsmith hits will come on their next list, will come on their October 1st list. But it's I mean, I don't play in the OCG, but like, not a bad list. I mean, as a voiceless player, I can get down with this. 0 hits. Actually, no, summon limit is like the biggest hit, the voices. This is like the win con of the deck. We don't have that in the TCG. Anyways, whatever you guys think is going to translate, leave it in the TCG, or leave it in the comment section below. If my audio sounds terrible, I'm shooting this in a garage, so I'm not in my normal recording space. Thank you guys for watching, as always.